What's good, y'all? Big COZ here with our very first episode of the Big CEO podcast by yours truly, Zalika Zakia Stratford. Yes, y'all know my full government. We're official. We are besties. You know, I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. It's been a homecoming. I just wanted a homecoming for the podcast because I've yet to do it, but we're here. I'm ready. It's 2026, y'all. I am days away from being 26 years old. It's unbelievable. And I'm super excited to be here with you today. I have a voice. And for so long in my life, like a lot of other people that are listening to this, it's felt like you didn't have a voice. It felt like those closest to you restricted your voice or told you to be quiet or told you don't speak up, don't say anything about this. And it's been long enough. I just left my job. I just quit my first big girl corporate America job, y'all. And I quit because as soon as I spoke up, as soon as I was using my voice, there was a problem. And I don't like that. So that's why I decided that this is the year that I am going to do what I say I'm going to do. I am going to speak up, speak out, and stand up for what I believe in and what I feel like is my role, my perspective, my life, and I'm sharing it with you. I'm lashing it out because it's not about where you are, it's where you see yourself going. It's not that this is final destination forever. This is just where you're at today. And I have been wanting to speak and tell my truth for so long. And I'm so excited. I'm so enthusiastic about this journey that we're about to go on together. Because I believe, like I said, I'm a person that believes firmly. And it's not where you are today, but it's where you see yourself tomorrow. And it's the fact that if others have done it, so can you. So can you. You might need to hook up and turn on your voice memos and record yourself and start that podcast. You might be a person that feels like you don't have a safe place just to be. And I want you to know when you hear my voice, it's your safe place. It's your safe zone. It's not about a following. It's not about a follower. It's not about a dollar. It's about you. Your spirit, your soul, your whole entire being is irreplaceable. And you need to stop lowballing your life and lowballing yourself and putting your standards so low beneath even a bar and raise it up and realize you are someone. Your dreams are possible. Nothing in this life is unattainable, and you can do it. You can be someone. You can be somebody. You can achieve your dreams. You can achieve your goals. You can do what nothing's been done in your family history. You can be a generational curse breaker, yes, but you can also be a difference maker. And I'm just so thrilled. I'm so happy that I'm finally recording. I'm finally setting the first chapter of a book that is never ending. I never want to stop doing this because I love talking, y'all. Like, I kind of get a little, drawn up a little bit when I'm having in-person interaction. It's kind of like, should I start this conversation with this person? Should I share my business card? Should I not? But it's so different when you're putting up your phone and you're just recording. It's just like you, the air, the space in between, and infinity, and you can just say and be who you want to be. It's not like anything else in the world other than being free. And the greatest freedom, y'all, I'm sharing this gem with you guys. The greatest freedom is breaking free from people. Oh my gosh. This is another reason why I wanted to make this podcast for so long. Like, it's because I'm so sick and tired of just like depleted potential. The greatest people out there are people that break off the chains that people have put onto them. You know what I mean? Like people that try to put you in a box or put the greatest of the greats in any lane that you want to be in. If you look at them, a lot of them are like people that have break the odds. A lot of them are like people that were legitimately difference makers for a lifetime. And they weren't just born into it, you know what I mean? Like, they weren't just like one day they woke up and like they were just this multi-millionaire, billionaire, business owner, successful, driven, ambitious. They had to come up from something, they had to come up from somewhere. And I feel like when you learn how to be your own person, when you learn how to love yourself, when you fall in love with your own life and not just this comparison continuously all throughout your day, you will embody somebody completely different than who you used to be. You won't be as bothered and tossed to and fro like the waves in the ocean when people try to control and dictate how to live your life. This is your life. This is your life. So you need to take the blinders off and realize that you are in control of your vehicle of life. You can do and be and you're free, you know? And don't let anybody else tell you differently. So I'm so happy, like I said, that you're here with me today. I know I kind of got a little amped up. I just got excited, to finally be recording this first episode. However it sounds, however it is, it's how it's going to be. I'm currently in my car. I'm driving home right now. But I just got to the point where I'm like, I'm sitting here talking in my car, speaking all these gems, y'all, gems, and I never recorded. So it's going to be a lot of days where I'm not just sitting still, but I'm moving, I'm in my car, because a lot of times the freest place I feel is when I'm in motion. You need to get out, you need to look at the sky, you need to look at a tree, you need to ground yourself in something somewhere that is not an electronic, that is not something that's moving. That's why oftentimes when I'm ready to read my Bible, I don't just open up my Bible app. I want to go get the physical, tangible thing, because it's just different. You feel alive because, it might come a time where you can't read in life, It might come a time where you can't look up at the sky in life. It might be a time where you can't touch a tree. So when I tell people to do that, it sounds far off. Like, see, what are you talking about? So many other things to be doing. I'm talking about grounding yourself in something. Because when you have a firm foundation, you can build. You can't build how, just off in la-la land in the deep end of Instagram and TikTok. I'm sorry. You can get a lot of ideas, you can get a lot of motivation and inspiration, but, you need action, and that's the thing I'm living by this year is action. And that's what I want to talk about in today's episode. My first episode, I would like to talk about taking action, doing what has not been done, and stop talking about it so much and stop, daydreaming about it so much, and, you might even be having nightmares, you know what I mean? But it's time to wake up and live your wildest dreams. It's time to do that. And I'm here. I want to be your bestie in crime, going through life, going through motions with you. I'm just going to be sharing a lot of my life. I'm going to be sharing, my testimonies. I'm going to be sharing me. It's going to be real. It's going to be brutal sometimes. I'm going to hit you hard with some points and perspectives because they're mine, and I feel like I have to share it. I have a voice, and I want people to know that I am multidimensional. I'm not just going to be someone that is put into a box or category, and that's all I can do in this life, okay? And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to have a certain niche. You can have something that you're great at, or that you're the best of the best of the best, one of the best of the best of the best in a game at, and you can have other things that you also do. And I just feel like I'm that person. I'm going to have some things that I'm really great and excel at, but I'm also going to have some things where, I just want to see. I want to see where I go with it, because that might be your lane. You just never know until you go 1,000 miles per hour in a direction, and then you see whether you fail or not. And sometimes, y'all, even if you do fail, doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you tried something and didn't work out. So, for today's episode, I want to be talking about action for my very first episode. Action. And what is, I believe, very rooted towards your action are your words, your I am statements, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. What you're thinking in your mind is going to come to pass if you start speaking it out loud and you start living and preparing for certain things to come past. For example, people in your family could have had Alzheimer's. People in your family could have had certain diseases. And you might be putting things in preparation and planning and preparing for certain things as if those same diseases and sicknesses are going to happen to you. But baby, they're not. It stops at a thought. You know what I mean? You can get, sometimes you can't control all your thoughts, but you cannot let your I heard it by one of my greats. I'm going to shout him out, and I'm going to tag him when I make this freaking podcast published. Sorry. My boy, Jeff Logan, said it in a podcast a few years ago. Don't let your emotions engulf you. Control your emotions, control your thoughts, and just don't let them engulf you. Let them come like waves and let them go, babe. Because you don't deserve living your whole life feeling like you cannot breathe. Because I've been that person. Like, I've been that girl that is just like, I can't breathe. I'm suffocating every day. Because I'm in camps, not by armies, but not by people, but by thoughts from either myself or people, and that's just no way to live. So action. And I feel like I said, deeply connected to your action or your thoughts and like your way of being and your way of thinking, and you have to rewire your way of being. Because if things didn't get done as a child, they're not going to be right as a teenager, and they're not going to be right as an adult. If that didn't start with like your caregiver, reaffirming you to you who you are, a child of God, a chosen one. You're going to be somebody. You are beautiful. You are loved. If you never heard those things, you got to start telling yourself them things. You at the age and a point in life where you can't just keep sitting around letting life happen to you. You got to start making life happen for you, okay? And it's that time, it's that season of your life. If you're listening to this, like you're listening to someone like me, who is not like got the super high following, who's not all the way where they want to be like in life and stuff like that. Like, I'm a random person. You might not even know me. You might know me. And if you know me and you shared this, I appreciate you. I thank you. If you listen to this, I'm going to take a moment and say I appreciate you. I thank you. Because who am I? Who am I that you listen to me? But I'm grateful for it. And this is only the beginning. So, like I said, tied directly to action is our thought life, our perspective, how we look at things, how we feel about ourselves. And like I said, if you feel like you're going to be sick, guess what? Sickness is going to find you. If you feel like you're going to be successful, success is finding you, and it's not stopping until it finds you. Now, you can have a thought, and you can start speaking thoughts, and you can start behaving a certain way and being a certain way that will prevent certain blessings from coming to pass in your life. Okay? And I feel like it's my fault that I haven't started this podcast. But I have shared that I was going to do too many things before I even did them, And that's something that I want to tell you today. If you're a person who overshares, because I found out, like in my little studies, like people that have been through certain levels of trauma, like we overshare. Sometimes we just can't help it. And sometimes if you never experienced no trauma in your life, I'm not talking to you. That's the other thing. In my podcast, there will be a lot of my perspective, my opinion, because it's my voice. But there will be a lot of real. There will be a lot of truth. There will be a lot of that happening. But sometimes I'm going to speak completely 100% just from my own lived experience, my own wisdom and insight and understanding of life. I think that's the beauty of reading a book. That's the beauty of throwing on a podcast. That's the beauty of having a conversation with someone that you don't know, but you start swapping network and talking, and you start vibing, and you realize, like, you found out something that maybe you didn't know before. Or you start looking at something a different way that you didn't look at it that way before. And it opened a new way of living in life for you. And that's all I can hope for, And so, like I was saying, I believe that the reason why no action ever takes place is because of our thought life. If you have the wrong thought life, if you think, well, look at, my circumstance, look at my situation, look how young I am, look at my age, well, other people this, that, and all this and that in comparison is going to steal all your joy. And you know what, baby? It's going to leave you at zero. It's going to leave you so empty. You can't even take an action. You can't even do anything because you're so engulfed by the fact that you're not where you want to be in life. But how do the greatest of the greats and greats get where they want to be in life? They start acting and being and perceiving like they are him or her until they are him or her that they wanted to be. That's the key. That's what I've learned in my analysis over this year or so since I said I was going to do my podcast. What I've learned the most is like those who did it because they took action. They did it because they stopped talking about it. They stopped ruminating about it. They stopped doubting. For every doubt, there is a dream. For every dream, there is a doubt. So you need to start looking at things differently and get a grip, you know? So I don't want my first episode to be super long. I just wanted to get something out, you know, because I've been holding this in like as if I'm about to give birth, and I'm birthing it. The baby is here. Y'all, I want to upload episodes weekly for now, you know, and then eventually, you know, hopefully I'll get to maybe 2 times a week or more, and then I'm every day with it. But for now, I'm going to do at least one episode a week. Every single Sunday, there will be an episode out. And we're going to keep this up. We're going to keep it going. I love you. I appreciate you. You are seen. You are chosen. You are God's child. You know, and I am just so grateful for you to be here with me. I'm so super excited to finally be doing this and putting this out here. Putting myself out there, for one. You know, doing something I've never done before. Totally uncut, you know. It just, I'm just done and tired of feeling small and feeling like I don't matter enough because of a following, you know? And I feel like a following does not equate to a human being's mind. And we gotta stop getting so caught up in society and the world and thinking, oh, my YouTube, I'm not getting subscribers, and my TikTok and my Instagram and my followers, what will they think, and what will they think of me? Who cares? Who cares? Think about, let me leave y'all with this great thought. Would you rather disappoint God or disappoint people? I would rather disappoint people than disappoint God and trying to people please all throughout the rest of my life. And living the way people think I should live. And living in this box of what people think I should live my life. And how they think I should live it. So, break out of that. There's freedom on the other side. Look at me. You don't even know who Big COC is now. But you know who she is today. And you know more of her as time to come. You know? But if I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. And I'm going to leave you with that. Until next time. Big COC signing off from Big CEO Podcast. Your safe place with your bestie. Till next time.